Dating after 60 frequently brings moments that catch people off guard in quiet ways. The way women say hello to you when they have gone without intimacy for a long duration reveals much more than many men ever stop to notice. Most older men do not understand that the first 5 seconds of her greeting can show more honesty than anything she might explain later with her words. A woman's greeting is not just a matter of politeness or good manners. It is a quiet confession shown through her body language, her tone of voice, and the amount of physical space she either opens up or carefully keeps between you. When a woman has lived without emotional or physical closeness for a long time, her energy tells her story before she even begins to talk. The way she says hi, how long her smile lasts, and the softness or guarded look in her eyes are important. None of these small details happen by accident. They are signals, and when you truly pay attention, they reveal a great deal about her inner emotional world and her unspoken desires. Hello, it is Vernon again. In today's talk, I want to share 4 psychological patterns in how women greet you when they have been missing intimacy, and what each pattern quietly says about her emotional state, her hidden longings, and what she is expressing without using words. Before we go any further, please do me a quick favor. Click the like button and subscribe to this channel so you do not miss future talks about attraction psychology, emotional awareness, and relationships after 60. These subjects matter more than most people are willing to admit, and I am truly glad you are here for them. Let us start with the first one because it often catches men by surprise when they are not expecting it. Sometimes a woman offers what I would call an especially warm greeting. Touch happens before words do. This occurs when she reaches toward you even before she fully says hello. It might be a hug that lasts just a second longer than a normal one. It could be her hand resting briefly on your arm as she speaks to you, or her standing a bit closer than necessary, even though a smile from a distance would have been enough. Her body arrives before her voice has time to catch up. If you are not paying close attention, you might think she is simply being friendly, but that is rarely the whole story. This type of greeting often comes from an emotional hunger that she has not openly admitted even to herself. When a woman has not been touched with real affection and presence for a long time, her body begins to want connection in ways she may not consciously realize. So when she sees you, someone she knows, someone she feels safe around, her instinct is to close the gap between you. This isn't because she is purposefully flirting, but because she is trying to feel noticed again. The skin is the largest organ of the body, and as one psychologist once told me, it remembers. When intimacy disappears, the body keeps track of what is gone. It reaches outward, sometimes with a quiet urgency, looking for even the smallest sense of closeness or warmth. Let me share a simple story. A few years ago, I ran into an old coworker at a community event. She greeted me with a hug that felt different. It was warm, yes, but it also lasted as if she were holding on not just to me, but to the feeling of being held itself. We spoke for about 10 minutes, and during that time, she lightly touched my shoulder twice. It seemed casual on the surface, but it was intentional underneath. Later, I learned she had been living alone for 3 years. Her husband had passed away, and she was not looking for romance or excitement. She was looking for reassurance that she still mattered to someone. That brief touch quietly said, "I miss being seen." Diane Ackerman once wrote, "We are not our best selves when no one touches us. Touch is the first language we learn and the last one we give up." When a woman greets you with warmth that feels a little too fast or slightly too eager, she is not crossing lines. She is making up for what is missing. Her body is asking for what her voice does not yet feel safe enough to say. Remind me that I still exist. If this makes sense to you, share this with a friend or in a place where these conversations truly matter. Understanding female psychology and subtle signals of attraction can completely change the way we connect with women, especially later in life. But not every woman greets you with warmth. Some greet you with distance, not because she is uninterested, but because she is guarding what little emotional strength she still has left. The more controlled she appears, the more she may actually be holding inside. That calm, careful greeting is not emptiness. It is emotion held tightly, waiting for the right moment to come out. Have you ever met a woman whose greeting felt kind, yet something in you felt she was holding back? She smiles. She is polite. She might ask how you have been, but her body stays a step away. Her arms stay close to her sides. Her eyes meet yours for a moment, then look away, like she is opening a door just enough to look through, but not enough to invite anyone all the way inside. This is emotional self-protection. When a woman has been ignored, disappointed, or emotionally starved, she learns to protect herself by offering friendliness without real vulnerability. Her smile becomes a shield. Her politeness becomes a quiet wall. She greets you not to deepen a bond, but to avoid the pain of being hurt again. Hemingway once said, "The most painful thing is losing yourself in the process of loving someone too much." And that is exactly what she fears. So she smiles gently, keeps her distance, and waits to see whether you approach with care rather than expectation. And remember, you matter too. She has not forgotten that. She is protecting it. This kind of emotional caution is very common in people who spent years giving far more than they ever got back. After enough disappointment, they begin to link openness with danger. Their nervous system learns to hesitate at closeness, to remain polite, pleasant, and controlled while quietly keeping love at a distance. So when she greets someone new, her body carries a silent message. I want connection, but I do not trust what happens next. Many men misread that space as rejection when it is really fear wrapped in good manners. Her body language softly says, I am here, but not fully. She is not cold. She is careful. And the longer she has gone without intimacy, the thicker that invisible wall can become. As the poet once wrote, your task is not to seek love, but to find the barriers within yourself that you have built against it. For her, that barrier is not permanent. It is temporary protection until she feels safe again. And sometimes behind that polite distance, something deeper is quietly waiting. Many women over 60 carry longing and hesitation at the same time. They want connection, but they are afraid of the emotional cost of opening their heart again. Long periods of loneliness can make even the simplest greeting feel heavy with meaning. A gentle smile can carry sadness and hope at once. A warm greeting can hide a deep hunger for affection. A distant greeting can hide the fear of being heard again. What looks simple on the surface is often shaped by everything she has lived through. Loss, years spent caring for others, grief, long stretches of feeling invisible, or relationships where she gave deeply and received very little in return. This stage of life teaches people to protect themselves, but it also teaches them to value genuine connection more than ever before. Women who greet you with warmth are often craving touch they no longer receive. Women who greet you with distance are protecting the last fragile pieces of their softness. Women who greet you with constant talking are trying to feel alive again. And women who greet you with silence are hoping you will notice their soul before you notice their words. When you learn to see these greetings for what they truly are, you begin to understand women not through age, appearance, or clever conversation, but through presence. And presence speaks louder after 60 than at any other time in life. When a woman greets you this way, it is often because she has felt emotionally numb for far too long. She does not know whether to move closer or pull away. Her soul pauses before her body decides what to do. In that brief pause, she is asking a silent question. Can I still feel safe here? This is the greeting of a woman grieving lost intimacy, not only physical closeness, but the feeling of being known, desired, and valued without having to explain herself. When that has been missing for a long time, she forgets how to step into it again. So, she waits, watches, and quietly checks the emotional temperature to see if trust might be possible. I remember meeting a woman named Bella at a small party last year. She greeted me with a soft smile and a slight nod, but she did not speak right away. Her eyes held mine for 3 or 4 seconds, long enough to be noticed and long enough to feel intentional. Later, she shared that she had not had a meaningful conversation with a man in over a year, not because she did not want one, but because she had forgotten how to start. Sometimes, she said softly, you lose the language of connection and you fear that if you try to speak it again, no one will understand you. That silent greeting was her way of saying, I am here, but I am delicate right now. So meet her gently. When intimacy becomes softer, it can still be deeply meaningful. She is not avoiding closeness. She is simply checking whether closeness is still possible. And in that quiet moment, she is offering more of herself than you may realize. By now, it should be clear that a greeting is never just a small act. It is a doorway into the story she carries and the wall she is slowly learning to lower after 60. Attraction psychology is not loud or dramatic. It lives in subtle details in how she greets you, how long she stays present, and how gently she steps back. If you pay real attention, you will begin to understand that female body language is a language of its own. It must be read with full awareness, not just with your eyes or your ears. As it was once said, we do not see things as they are, we see them as we are. So when a woman greets you in one of these ways, remember she is not just showing up, she is revealing who she has become in the absence of intimacy. And that kind of revelation takes courage. Which of these greetings have you noticed most in your own life? Were you the man who recognized the signals and responded with care, or the one who missed them? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your experience may help another man understand what women so often communicate without saying a single word. Beyond these initial signs, there is a third pattern that often goes unnoticed because it is hidden behind a wall of words. This is the talkative greeting. Sometimes, when a woman has been without deep connection for a long time, she greets you with a flood of conversation. She might talk rapidly about her day, the weather, or a book she is reading before you even have a chance to take off your coat. To an untrained eye, this looks like high energy or simple friendliness, but it is often a way to manage the sudden rush of adrenaline that comes with being near someone. When silence has been your only companion for months or years, the presence of a man can feel overwhelming. She talks not because she has so much to say, but because she is nervous about the silence. She is afraid that if the conversation stops, the connection will vanish, or worse, that you will see how lonely she has truly been. This verbal energy is a way of reaching out and holding on to the moment. She is trying to spark a sense of life within herself again. If you listen closely, you will hear that she isn't just sharing information. She is inviting you to stay. She is using her voice to weave a safety net, hoping to catch your interest and keep you in her space just a little while longer. Then there is the greeting of the lingering gaze. This is perhaps the most profound signal of all. This occurs when a woman greets you with very few words and almost no touch, but her eyes stay fixed on yours. It is a look that feels steady, heavy, and incredibly present. In a world where people are constantly looking at their phones or over your shoulder for someone more interesting, this kind of focus is rare. When a woman has lacked intimacy, she often hungers for the feeling of being truly seen. By looking at you this way, she is doing two things. She is drinking in your presence, and she is offering you a chance to look into her soul. It is a silent invitation to move past the small talk. This greeting tells you that she is tired of the surface level of life. She isn't interested in games or casual remarks. She is looking for a person who has the strength to look back and stay there. If you meet a woman who greets you with this kind of stillness and eye contact, know that she is offering you a rare gift. She is showing you her vulnerability without saying a word. She is waiting to see if you are brave enough to meet her in that quiet space. These patterns are the map of a heart that is ready to reconnect. And once you learn to read them, you will never see a simple hello the same way again. The fourth pattern you may encounter is what I call the busy greeting. This happens when a woman greets you while staying focused on a task, such as fixing her hair, checking her purse, or adjusting something in the room. She says hello and acts friendly, but she keeps her hands moving and her eyes distracted. To many men, this looks like she is too busy or perhaps not that interested in the meeting. However, the truth is often the opposite. When a woman has lived without closeness for a long time, the intensity of a new connection can feel very scary. By staying busy, she is creating a buffer to protect herself from the pressure of the moment. She is trying to calm her own heart. This type of greeting is common for women who have been hurt in the past and are worried about showing too much excitement. Her hands are moving because her mind is racing. She wants to be there, but she is using a small distraction to stay in control of her emotions. If you stay patient and remain calm, you will notice that as she starts to feel safe, the busy movements will stop, and she will finally turn her full attention toward you. Finally, we must look at the greeting of shared laughter. Sometimes a woman will greet you with a joke or a quick laugh before any serious talk begins. This is a beautiful but telling sign. Laughter is a way to break the ice, but for someone who has been lonely, it is also a way to test the rhythm between two people. She is checking to see if you can share a light moment with her before she risks sharing a heavy one. If she has been missing intimacy, she likely misses the joy and playfulness that comes with it. Her greeting is an attempt to see if that spark is still possible. It is a way of saying, I want to remember what it feels like to be happy with someone else. When a woman greets you with a laugh, she is inviting you to lower your guard so she can lower hers. It is a soft opening of a door that has been shut for a long time. These different ways of saying hello are not just habits. They are the language of the heart. By learning to recognize these four patterns, the talkative rush, the lingering gaze, the busy distraction, and the playful laugh, you become a man who truly understands the depth of the woman standing in front of him. In addition to these patterns, there is the greeting of the hesitant start. This is when a woman begins to say something, pauses, and then changes her mind. She might start a sentence with, "I was just thinking," only to trail off and say, "Never mind," with a small, shy smile. This isn't because she forgot her thought, but because she is testing the air. When a woman has lived in silence or lacked deep connection, her own voice can feel unfamiliar to her in a social setting. She is worried that her thoughts might be too much or perhaps not enough. This hesitation is a quiet request for you to lead the way. She is looking for a sign that it is okay to be herself and that you are actually interested in the messy, real parts of her life. If you respond by gently asking her to finish her thought, you are giving her the most valuable gift possible, the permission to be heard. You are telling her that her words have value and that she no longer has to edit herself just to fit in. There is also the greeting of the soft adjustment. You might notice that as she says hello, she reaches out to fix your collar, brush a piece of lint off your sleeve, or straighten your tie. These small, mothering gestures are deeply rooted in a desire for physical closeness that has been ignored for too long. For many women over 60, caretaking was their primary way of showing love for decades. When intimacy is gone, that instinct to care for someone else still remains, looking for a place to land. This kind of greeting is her way of creating a physical bond without the pressure of a romantic move. It is a safe way for her to touch and be touched. She is using a helpful gesture to bridge the distance between two souls. When you allow these small moments of care to happen, you are helping her feel needed and connected again. You are acknowledging that the small, quiet acts of kindness are often the strongest foundations for something deeper. Another subtle way a woman might greet you is through the greeting of deep sighs. You might notice that right after she says hello and you both settle in, she lets out a long, heavy breath. It is not a sigh of boredom or being tired. Instead, it is a sigh of relief. When a woman has been carrying the weight of being alone or feeling invisible, her body is often in a state of high tension. Seeing a man who brings a sense of peace or safety allows her nervous system to finally let go. That breath is her body's way of saying, "I can finally relax now." She has been holding her breath, figuratively speaking, for a very long time, and your presence is the first thing that has allowed her to exhale. It is a sign that she feels a rare sense of comfort around you, even if you have only just met. Then there is the greeting of the mirrored movement. This is a very quiet psychological signal where she begins to copy your posture or your actions almost immediately after you meet. If you lean in, she leans in. If you rest your hands on the table, she does the same.